we want to have a look now at how appropriate our model is. So appropriateness of the model. So when I look at our prediction graph, you'll notice that we've got our little key up here. So we've got the black line is the raw data, and the green line, or greeny blue line, is the prediction data. So that's the model that it's come up with. What we want to do is we want to see is how good is that model, okay? If, for example, we've got our black line there, say my model was to do something like this, okay, it would be completely not matching my data whatsoever. So that would be a really, really bad model. We want to look to see how well it fits, okay? And so you're going to look to see this black line and the green line, do they track each other pretty closely? And I'm just going to use my highlighter and see, are there any spots where they're different, okay? So for example, there's a little spot there, which is the black line goes a little bit higher, okay, than the green line, but otherwise most of this is tracking really well. A little bit here, a little bit, and I can start to see a few little peaks here, just starting where the black line is just a little bit outside of the green line. So this is all we want to be able to talk about. Overall, I think that green line matches the black line almost, I would say probably 95% of the time, or 98% of the time, a lot of the time, okay? So is the model pretty good? Yes, okay, so it is a pretty good model. Does it always fit? Not always, nearly always, okay? And we can notice there's a few points, particularly towards the end, where it changes. So that's around about 2008, it's changing a little bit. So that's what we want to, so 2008, changing a little more. So this is what we want to write up and interpret now. So we're going to say, first of all, a comment about the overall model. So we can say, overall, the model fits well. And now we need to explain how we know that, so justifying it. And we know that because our model, our green line, our predicted line, is tracking the data very well. Okay, so because the predicted model which is our green line, tracks the data very well. This is our black line. Okay. So then we're just going to make an additional comment about this 2008. From 2008 onwards, the model is not matching the highs and lows, or peaks and troughs we call them. Troughs as well. There is a small difference. Okay, and there's our discussion on the appropriateness